Quick one.
Cheers, mate.
Very conscientious of you, mate.
It's Chris Roberts here for Fight Up TV. I'm joined by Eddie Hearn. Lively press conference.
Very good, yeah. I mean, we expected it from Fowler Fitzgerald. We didn't really expect it from Price against Cash Ali, but I liked it from Price. And I think a lot of people did. It sort of caught them by surprise. And no, I like everything he said in that fight. It's good to see him with a little bit of spite. And I'm excited for the show.
It's definitely going to bring the best out of Big Price of this, without a doubt. He seems 100% up for it. How far do you think you can take him?
You're only ever
fight?
one win away from being in a big heavyweight fight. And you know, Cash Ali is a decent undefeated British heavyweight. If he can beat him and beat him in style, then he's going to get a big fight. And I just like seeing Pricey do well. But I like what I saw from him up there today.
It was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I think it's like that quitter comment. I think
that was that got him, because I think for any fighter that hurts, you know. But listen, what Pricey said, which was 100% true, was if everything that's happened to me happened to you, you wouldn't be sitting there. I don't think anyone would be sitting there, because most people would have gave up by now. One thing he's not is a quitter. I think what he was talking about was the Kuzmin fight, which he weren't ready for, he weren't fit for. He had an injury, but we'll see if Pricey can do the business on Saturday.
He's a smart man though, isn't he? You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing as well, engaging in that, you know what I mean? He looked, you know, a little bit irritated, but he learned how to control it. It was entertaining.
Yeah, but he was also, he had the bit between his teeth. He was agitated. I mean, you know, shaking a little bit, but that's only because a lot of the time when you see a fighter shake, it's not because they're scared, it's because they're in this environment where they're not used to it. Like talking and debating a fight, it's not for them. They just want to have a tear up. So Price isn't scared of Cash Ali. He's not nervous at this fight. He knows he's got to win. I think he's excited, and I think he's going to leave this press conference thinking, yeah, I can't wait for Saturday.
I want to ask you a little bit about, obviously, Lomachenko and Crolla in a couple of weeks. Speaking to Crolla before, you know, seems focused, well up for it, in good shape. What's your sort of thoughts on that, and can he get the job?
This is a very tough fight. I mean, none of us are deluded. You know, Crolla's not deluded, I'm not deluded, Joe's not deluded. Lomachenko's pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world, but Anthony's very experienced. He's got good boxing IQ. And he knows what he's got to do. He knows how tough this fight is, but he's in it, he's earned the spot, he's a mandatory challenger, and we all go out there to LA to try and shock the world. And if he beats Lomachenko, it will go down as one of the biggest upsets of all time.
I'm hearing reports, Klitschko, 60 million deal with Dazn. Any truth in that? Can you shed anything on that at all?
I think Klitschko's had a couple of exploratory chats with people. Again, I don't think there's much movement or nothing's imminent, but you know, that's the business of Vladimir Klitschko.
Is that something you would like to see as a fan?
I think it's always going to be tempting for a heavyweight of the past to return when he sees how big and active the division is right now. You know, Klitschko, one of Klitschko's problems is, for all those years, he never really had the dance partners. Now they are out there. And I'm sure he's tempted every day to return. Whether he does or not, time will tell.
If he did return, where would you see him sat in the division in terms of, you know, his ranking?
Yeah, he's up there, isn't he? I mean, you know, he's top 5. Yeah, for sure. But you know, he hasn't boxed for nearly 3 years. So we'll see.
And what's next for Callum Smith? Is there anything else on?
Well, they want to go on June the 1 on MSG, which every fighter in our stable wants to go on that card as well. He probably will land on there, and we're just tying everything up with him and Joe now. So want to get him active again. Obviously, he won the series. He had a child who he's been spending some time with, but he's back in the gym ready to go.
Is there any frustration that you haven't been able to kind of hit the ground running after the World Boxing Super Series?
I think you know, one thing about the series was it got him a world title and it got him a lot of money, but it killed his profile because no one was really watching. And you know, they've done the final in Saudi Arabia, which should have been a major event in the UK. So, and then he had his daughter who he wanted to spend time with. So we are playing catch up a little bit. That changes overnight. One good performance and we're back rolling. He is the #1 super middleweight in the world, and I believe he's going to establish that position in 2019.
At the end, thanks for talking to Fight Up TV. I know you got a train to catch.
Okay,
Good man. Cheers. Thanks a lot.